Hey, welcome back to my channel. This is I promise it's the last day in the kitchen. I'm like you, I can't take it anymore. I'm doing the floor today. And before I do the floor, because I've been giving you hints and tips on what not to do when you renovate your kitchen or when you buy a house and you have it flipped or whatever it is that you're doing or plan on doing. Today I'm going to tell you about Travertine stone. This is what I got on the floor, and this is what we installed much later on the side. As a backsplash, it's fine. You seal it, it doesn't move. As a floor, it's horrendous. It is absolutely horrendous. First of all, they say it's durable, but it's one of the most affordable type stone that you can put on your floor. It's a very durable and somewhat porous, so it needs to be sealed. Okay, so that's what I've been doing for a while in this kitchen. But the issue with travertine, I don't know how to pronounce it. Okay, we're gonna say it the French way, travertine. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. The problem with this type of tile that you see here is that no matter what I do, the floor always looks dirty. So my advice to you is, if you're going to redo the floor in your kitchen, and maybe your contractor is pushing for it, I would consider that there's a possibility he has an overstock and is trying to get rid of it. This is the last stone I would put on a kitchen floor. I could do it in a bathroom floor, but, and again, as a backsplash, but on a kitchen floor, it's horrendous. You never know if it's clean or dirty. Let me show you what I mean. So we're going to ignore the fact that my grout is technically beige, not chocolate brown. We've been through this already. Obviously, I'm going to do the grout today. But look at the tile. You see all those spots here, right? That look a darker color. This is not dirt. This is part of the stone. So when you look at it from above, as you're walking around, you never know if you have a dirt spot or if you have a natural occurring color in the stone. My floor is not filthy. It's travertine, okay? It always looks dirty. Today, what I'm gonna do is pull out the steamer, and I am going to steam all of the grout, seriously clean the floor. I have one of those, what's the name of it? The daddy thing. It's not sugar daddy. Happy daddy? Scrubber daddy. Scrub daddy. I have a scrub daddy square, not the, oh, that's my bread. I'm gonna show you bread. The bread machine was running. I have like a scrubby sponge, but like a really coarse scrubby sponge. I'm gonna scrub all the tiles, and you'll see they'll still look dirty after all that work. And then I'll seal it with the Rejuvenate. I'll probably put 2 coats, if not 3 coats. You can put numerous coats of Rejuvenate. Matter of fact, the more you put on, the better it is and the longer your floor is gonna last. I wouldn't do it on wood, as many coats, but definitely on these tiles. So let's get started. Let me pull out the steamer. And its little tiny brush. I'm going to be on my knees the entire time, hence the reason why I didn't put any effort in my appearance today, because let's face it, this is not a glamorous job. Bread machine. I just made a 2-pound loaf. Look at this. Yum. All right, we're gonna leave it alone for a while. I need to close this. Okay. And yeah, 2 pounds. Okay. Doesn't look great. It smells amazing. Get you a bread machine. I've been saying it all along. This one is a Breville. It's still available online. I think this is an older model, but it's really, really good. So in the interest of making sure that I am working on a clean floor, an already cleaned floor, I'm gonna give myself a quick mop, and maybe it will loosen up because the water is literally boiling. maybe we'll loosen up some of the grime that's inside the grout. So I'll work perhaps less. Okay, and you see what I mean? It looks dirty, right? And it still is. You could be scrubbing this thing all day long. And guess what? It's still gonna look like this. I gotta turn this on. And once it's green, ready to go. I think I featured this on my channel before. It's my little steamer. This thing is very powerful, and it comes with a bunch of attachment. But the one I'm using today is the little brush to do the grout. You can do a plastic brush, hard plastic, or you can do the one that's metal. So let me show you areas I really want to focus on. Other than the regular grout, I'm gonna have to move this out of the way. I have a stain right here I cannot remove. Or you can do the one that's metal. So let me show you areas I really want to focus on. Other than the regular grout, I'm gonna have to move this out of the way. I have a stain right here I cannot remove with anything. I tried so many different things to remove this, so we're gonna see if I can get it out. If you're wondering what it is, it's a product that I had stashed here. I think it was a garden thing that I had stashed here in waiting, and I guess it leaked. Either the bottom leaked or it was dripping, and I cannot remove this. And just we've tried, so we're gonna try this first, and then I'll do this area and work my way out. So let's see if it's going to take care of it. Yay! Well, it's not much, but I already feel accomplished. Grout. I'm gonna wash it again just to remove all the residue that I pulled off the grout so that it doesn't get back in. And then back on my knees, I'm gonna take the Scrub Daddy thing and I'm gonna do the rest of the tiles. Right now it looks dark because it's wet, but trust it's gonna look really light, like a beige. So this is water with hot water with Dawn detergent because it's a good degreaser, and that's the sponge I was telling you about. This part here is really coarse, and I'm just going to do the tiles and the grout again. And the reason why I'm using this is because I find it to be easier than using a brush. After a while, your shoulder just hurts so much. Last one, this is hot water and Murphy's oil. I am using it to pick up all the soap that I may have left from the Dawn detergent, and I'm going to let everything dry, and once it's dry I will seal. You cannot tell me my floor is dirty, yet it still looks dirty. I gotta wait for it to dry, just because I don't want to seal wetness. So what I'm probably gonna do is seal it tonight before we go to bed. That way we avoid the cats. I don't know about that, but at least nobody's gonna be walking on it. But you see, it's been washed, what, 4 times now? And you still have all those stains. And I think it's because they use that beige grout, and there's a lot of uneven parts on top of the tile. So when they tried to remove the grout, all of that brown got into those little grooves and stuff. So that's why it makes it look so dirty and dingy, despite thorough cleaning. So my advice to you, if you're still gonna go with that kind of tile, don't take a brown or a beige grout. Do maybe like an ivory, and then the ivory will go and blend into the tile itself. It's probably gonna be looking brighter, less grimy, I suppose. All right, again, it looks dark right now because it's wet. Okay, I'm ready for the last stage, and that's pretty exciting. I think I look a mess. It's 6 something. I'm ready to seal. I think it's going to be dry by the time Scott comes downstairs. So I'm going to use this sealer, which I only have a little bit left. I'm going to do that first. You basically spray it, and then you use a dry mop, and you spread it evenly. But then I'm going to use my favorite, which is Rejuvenate. If I could, I would probably coat everything in Rejuvenate. Rejuvenate is awesome. It comes out as a white, milky type liquid, you'll see. It doesn't have a bad smell. Nah, I mean, it smells like a cleaner, really. And what it does is that it pretty much gives a satin finish to everything. Now, they have it in gloss too, but I prefer the satin because on my wood and in here, sometimes, especially in the summer, we get a lot of sun. And if it's too shiny, you get a glare. So I prefer the satin. You can put different coats of this. I'm going to put one, let it dry, put a second one. And it looks beautiful, and it's great for wood This one is actually for wood. It fills in cracks, you know, if you put enough coats. And it's just, I can't say enough about this. I think I've been raving about Rejuvenate since I started this channel. So let me make sure the dog is in his crate. I'll close the door. And the cats are upstairs with Scott, so they have no intention of coming back downstairs, at least for a good 2 hours. Yeah, let's do this and then I'm done. I think this was a short video. Sometimes, you know, big jobs. What am I going to do? I'm not going to show you the brush going through all of the grout. It's kind of boring, right? I just want to give you an idea of what I did and how I did it. But the floor looks really good and it's dry right now, so let's get started. So you want to make sure you don't have any debris on, how about I open it? On your floor. That's the reason why I really cleaned it. I'm going to focus on the grout more than anything else because the Rejuvenate will take care of everything else. And if you see, you know, paint splatter from a paint job or whatever, you want to remove that because you're going to seal it in, alright? You want to get caught doing that. I'm only saying this because I just removed one. The other side of the counter is not a very large space, so I'm sorry it's not a great shot. But I'm just using a clean, dry mop. It's kind of like a microfiber, and I'm spreading this. I'm going to do the whole kitchen. You're supposed to let it sit for a good 5 minutes before applying a second coat, but again, my second coat is going to be Rejuvenate. So now that the kitchen floor is really nice and clean, the robot is going to really maintain it. Problem is that my robot was not going into the kitchen, so I managed to move it to the back door so that it would start with the kitchen and not have any issue with climbing, right? Remember I put that special lamp? And at the time I remember saying, well, I don't know what it's going to do for the floor because it really needs to be thoroughly cleaned and for the grout to be clean and the floor to be resealed. And I didn't do it at the time because I didn't have the time. But that's okay, I'm doing it now. Never too late. When you put the Rejuvenate down, you see how it's a milky liquid. You want to make sure first that you don't miss a spot because it will show. And then you want to go really slow. And don't worry if it pulls into the grout. You actually want that. It's not going to stick and stay there forever. Eventually it wears off, so you have to reapply it every year maybe. And you got to make sure you don't have any dust, pet hair, because they will get glued in there and you cannot remove it. So that's coat number one. I know it looks shiny, it will dry as a satin, but everything is done. It's all inside the grout, which is what I wanted. And we're gonna wait about 20 minutes and add a second coat. Hey, another thing I've learned over the years while doing the Rejuvenate on this floor or in the dining room, living room, you know, on my wood floor, is that whatever shoes you're wearing, if you stepped on it, don't go step on areas that don't have it, okay? because you're actually gonna leave shiny footprints and you can't remove them. So I took off my shoes, I'll put them back on, my slippers, I'll put them back on when I go do the second coat, but I don't want to have shiny footprints throughout the entire area because it will show. It absolutely will show, and don't walk on it, obviously. So yeah, I mean, you know, it was not a back-breaking job, to be honest. It's just one of those things you gotta do. How often should you do it? Twice a year, maybe? Or as needed? I would say twice a year. I'm talking about like the full grout like I did with the steamer and, you know, the serious scrub and the Rejuvenate, maybe twice a year. It looks very good. I'm gonna wait, go online for a little bit, and then I'll come back for coat number 2. I'll show you what it looks like, and finally we'll look at the bread because I still haven't pulled it out of the machine. All right, let me pull out this bread before I do part 2 of my Rejuvenate. Let me see. Oh, good. The paddle stays inside. There we go. Bread machine bread. Now, usually what we do is that we just put it on the dough setting, and then once the dough is done, it takes about an hour, and it's risen and all of that. Scott likes to bake it in the oven, and it's a totally different bread when you do that. But I like mine like this too because that makes a great sandwich bread. What do you think, Mayday? Nice? Okay, here's the floor. I think you can tell the difference, and you see how it's a satin finish. It's very nice. All right, so the kitchen floor is done, and I'm finally out of the kitchen. Like I said, everybody's tired of it. Let's do something else for the next video. So I'm gonna leave you at that, and I'm very happy. It looks great, it looks clean. There's still some, you know, crisscross on the grout that's wet, but that's okay. We can walk on the tiles. It's not sticky at all. Floor looks much better. So 2 coats is what I got right now. I may do a 3rd coat before I go to bed. Just, you know, to try to prevent the grout from getting all dirty again. And that would be it. So deep clean of the kitchen is done. I did the cabinets, I did the floor, I did the fridge, I did the oven, I did the dishwasher, the mini oven, the microwave, the fan, and the ceiling somewhat. So there was 7 things that I did in the kitchen. I just have to probably declutter some more and kind of clear out the counters, but it's done. And the weather is finally cooperating, which means that these are probably gonna go down into the yard, and I'm ready to start gardening season. So, yep, thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe right here in the corner. Hit that bell button so you get notified when I post a new video. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at mygreatchallenge. All my links are down below for Patreon, Etsy, for vintage finds. And in the next video, I will be finally going down to the basement doing something I've never done before, which is a thorough cleaning inside, outside, behind of the washing machine, and then I'll do the dryer. So hopefully we'll learn something out of that experience. I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!